Hello, everybody. My name is Juan Carlos Brando. Thank you very, very much for getting connected with us today, which is Thursday, and it's a special day when we have a new opportunity to ask some questions to Ms. Margaret Wong, who has been working in the immigration field for more than 40 years. And well, this is a very good month for everybody. I was born in the month of July, but also somebody else was born in this month. And so it's a really exciting month. Miss Wong was born in July. So we are celebrating her life and so excited and just praying that she will be with us many, 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 many years because we really need her. So thank you very much, Miss Wong, for your time. We are already live with people connected from other places in the world. And how are you feeling today, Miss Wong?
I'm very good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Wong. And this has been a very exciting week, starting since last week, I think. We had some good news. Despite of all the bad news that we've had, we had a good news last week. Can you tell us a little bit about that news?
Sure. On Friday, which is last Friday, about 2:30, Maryland U.S. District Court came out with a decision saying that the Trump administration could not and cannot stop Daca kids who never applied for Daca, because at one time, a lot of these kids, they were young people, they were scared, or they were not over 15, because Daca requirement is that you have to be over the age of 15. You have had to come to America before the age of 16. So a lot of these kids, they were like, at that time, 12 or 13 years old when their parents brought them over, their aunties and uncles. But as of Friday, we can accept new advanced parole application and new Daca applications as of Friday. So now we are getting back and say, oh my gosh, let's file all these paperwork before they stop it again.
Yes. So, Ms. Wong, I know a lot of people were concerned, and it doesn't matter where they come from. I know a lot of people from India, from Africa, even Hispanic people have come here with their parents, and they couldn't make a decision to stay here in this country or not. So what happened if they never filed for DACA in the past?
Yes. So as long as you fulfill the 5 requirements, which means that you have to be under the age of 31 before forget about the 31. You have to be born after June 15th of 1981. You have to have no criminal records or very, very minor, like driver without a license. Even that, Trump is saying no, but we'll have to fight discretion. You also could not have, you have to have a high school graduation or GED, or at least register in the GED program and take some courses. You have to come to America before the age of 16, but you could file after the age of 15. So 16 is a deadline. I just looked at the case where birthday is August 8th of 1981 and came to America in March of 1987. So I was scratching my head and say, oh, was he 15 and a half or 16 and a half when he came to America? He barely made it. He was 15 and a half. So another issue for most of these young people who came and now they're all in their 30s is that at that time, once they cross with people or with no people, most of them didn't go to school. They started working and they were paid in cash and they never clocked in. So we need proof somehow, what house they live in, what lease is it under, did you ever go to, because in those days, you don't have Google and iPhones. Now it's easy now. You take pictures across the border and iPhones. So these are the requirements, but it's very good. It's very good news for a lot of these people who did not file.
Okay, so what if I lost my DACA in the past? Let's say I had DACA in 2014, but maybe I had a DUI, and it was maybe I didn't renew it or it was canceled. Can I reapply for DACA?
Yes, under the old rule. If you did not have DACA after, I think the date is September 5th of 2017, you can no longer apply for extension, even though you had it. After the Friday ruling, anybody who had it, who didn't have it, could apply. The question is, in the case that you just mentioned, would it be approved? So I would, if I were the client, I would like to look at their DUI records. I would like to know why he did not. He get a revocation, he get a cancellation. Was he detained? Did he have a deportation? Did he leave the country and come back? Especially DUI, because DUI specifically, you can no longer get DACA or even TPS. But maybe we can go to the court and maybe do a vacate or do something and explain. Because the law on DACA is different from like 10-year non-LPR cancellation or the LPR cancellation. The law is a lot more flexible. It's really on discretion. So we have to be careful how we say it.
Okay, so thank you very much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. And if you have any questions, just text your questions. We are live, and these questions are going to be answered free. So please send your questions through our Facebook Live, and Ms. Wong is going to be happy to answer any of those questions. Also, if you have more questions or you need more information, just give us a call, 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. We have a question here, is from Nicole. She says, my mom is an LPR in her mid-80s. She left 2 weeks before the lockdown. Now there are concerns for her health and safety flying back to the U.S. Can we get an extension to stay outside the U.S. more than 6 months?
That's a very good question. So this question is, the mom is already a green card, so I assume Nicole is already a citizen. So the question is, any LPR person who left the country for whatever reason and couldn't come back in 6 months, what did they do? The law is 6 months and 1 year. If I could not come back in 6 months, the burden is on the government to prove that I want to give up the green card. But if I cannot come back for less than a year, the burden is on me to prove that my intention, or the other way around. I always get mixed up with the burden of proof stuff. That's what we learn in law school. So basically, on Nicole's question, absolutely, the mother could stay more than 6 months, but definitely come home less than a year. And at the entry, make sure she explains to the government, because I'm sure 2 weeks before lockdown was March 17th of 2020. So Nicole's mother is okay, but make sure she enters less than 1 year because of the burden of proof.
Yes, and I've heard that if, for example, in some airlines, because of COVID-19, they are just letting you in back to the United States if you have a green card. If you don't have a green card, they won't let you in unless you have a special medical condition or something. Well, actually, if I can say this, my sister was not allowed in the plane just Monday because she didn't have a green card to come to the U.S. And she was requested, if you have a special permission, you can go to the country. But if you don't, there is no way we can let you in, because there is no need for you to go to the United States right now. So it was a sad thing, but it's true. They are just being careful about this COVID-19 issue. And of course, they may understand what's going on. So, Ms. Wong, thank you very much for your answer. We have more questions coming in through our Facebook. So if you have any other question, just send it through our Facebook or inbox right now. We have another question. I am Venezuelan, and I have an European passport. I have Italian passport. I am from Venezuela, and I applied for ESTA, but it was denied because I made a mistake in one question. So right now, can I apply for a tourist visa, or should I reapply for ESTA and explain what my mistake was?
It doesn't hurt to go both ways, and that's a very good question, because the rule on ESTA is in years ago when ESTA first came out under the Clinton era, under the old Bush era. Once you have that ESTA, the country have ESTA, you don't have to pay the $12, you don't have to pay the $14 to reapply. Now, some countries require, even if you have a tourist visa or an ESTA visa, you have to write them a letter telling them I'm leaving, which is, I think, is really weird. So what's the difference, So, but in the meantime, this question means there are two ways to answer it. I would like to know what question he asked that's wrong, because if the wrong, instead of yes, were you ever in America, the answer is no, were you ever not there? But I would go ahead and explain that, but the chance of denial is very, very high, because most ESTA, because it's only $12, $14, they use the machine. Anytime you answer it wrong, the machine would kick it out and say no. So, but if you don't mind spending that much, so it's not that expensive, because the tourist visa is about $120, $150. You have to go on the USDOS website and sign DS-160 and then explain why the ESTA was wrong. But at least in DS-160, you get an interview, and you need to bring in the proof that the intent is that you go back, you have 214B. But I would try ESTA one more time to see how they kick it back out, or maybe they will listen to your thing, especially Italy, because there's a problem now with European. Most tourist visa, they're either denied on 214B or they just deny it because of the virus. It's really not fair.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. And then we have Vanessa. She's asking a question. It's actually a very long question, but let's read it. Hi, I'm from Venezuela, and I am living in Ecuador with my daughters, 12 and 10 years old, for 3 years. I started a relationship with my current husband now 3 years ago. He moved last year here, and he got married on September 2019. We are doing all the documents we need to process our visas. We have the rent contract, birth certificates, marriage certificate, divorce certificates, because both of us are divorced. My husband is going to fill the forms, and I want to know what other document do we need. They got married.
Very good. So I presume they filed, because they already married in 2019, the first step you file is the I-130 and the A. Because she was never deported from America, she was never here, so you don't need an exemption letter. The I-130 would take 6 months to a year. And good news is that Venezuela American Embassy closed. Is not good. But then at least in Ecuador, I presume with a legal visa. So at the back of the I-130, make sure you fill in Ecuador. So the approval will go to Ecuador. Otherwise, it normally goes to Colombia, because orphan countries, they designate a country that these visas go to. But because you put down Ecuador, you also have to I would tell them, because on the form they don't ask, but I would add, on the cover letter, why you're in Ecuador legally. Because a lot of people ran away from Venezuela to another country, or we have a lot of Romanians who go to Canada, even though illegally. So anytime a country knows that you are there illegally, the American Embassy will not take the case. So you have to explain you're there legally. So the second step is after I-130 approval goes to National Visa Center. You paid $120, $325, and because of their kids, you only paid $290. So make sure you pay the right amount. Otherwise, the whole case bounce back. It's really stupid. They want exact amount. More or less, they'll bounce back, and you waste time. The whole case should take about 1.5 years. They should be in America. It's not a hard of a case. Yeah. Then you fill in the DS-260. It's just process.
Okay, that's a very good question, a very good answer. So thank you, Vanessa, for this question. And if you want to contact Ms. Wong, the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. And we have offices in Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, Columbus, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. A lot of offices in the whole nation. So we have more questions right now. Angela is asking this question. I have undocumented Honduran friends who just tragically lost a brother in a hit and run car accident. Is there any way they can accompany their brother's body home on a flight and get back to the US?
I feel very bad about that. And it happens all the time, that we could not accompany. Depends on what their status. I presume they have no status. They have nothing pending. The answer is no. If you leave, you would not be able to come back, especially now, because from Honduras, if you go through, I think, Guatemala, come to Mexico, the new thing that Trump is doing is that whenever you come through Mexico, you have to apply for Mexican asylum before you can come back illegally, unless they can accompany them and get a tourist visa, come back, which I presume they couldn't because they're here illegally. But more than that, I would like them to think outside the box. It's a hit and run. Was there insurance? Was there someone who have umbrella insurance? Don't assume, oh, I have illegal, I lose all the rights in America. Even though you are illegal, you should not die because of a hit and run. So check insurance company, check the insurance of the kid, the person who died, because if you have a car insurance, he may already have insurance cover hit and run. Check all sorts of apartment insurance, house insurance, car insurance. Go talk to a lawyer who handles a personal injury or PI. If he needs a referral, call our firm. We refer a lot of these cases out. But if not, talk to someone you trust. Again, is how do you find a good lawyer in that specialty? You just have to feel it, because all good lawyers, we only have three things. We work with our mind, our heart, and our gut. And you have to work it, because as illegals, undocumented in America, we have no we don't have grandmothers, mothers to tell us what to do in America. We only have us. So use your mind, because people who came, Honduras, Guatemala, Mexico, China, Hong Kong, we're smart people. If we're not smart, we won't be here. Don't just think, oh my gosh, I'm grieving. You have the 5 stages of grief. So, but more than that, look at that case and see, instead of a lemonade, what can I make lemon from it? Because if the family can get some money, even to cover insurance, because most states like Ohio, California, were victim of crime. Hit and run could be a victim of crime. Did they pick up the bad guy? Then you file victim of crime for money. No, I don't mean to always talk about money. And the victim of crime people even pay the lawyers to help you file. You don't even need a lawyer to file. There's a form, and we all lawyers pay into that pocket to pay victims of crime. So I would look into that too. You can't just accept, oh, I'm illegal, I just want to go home. That's not right. This hit and run. That's not right.
That's bad. And of course, you have your rights, which is important for you to know. You're not going to get in trouble for just requesting your rights. So please, and you have to be aware of what you can do and to know your rights. That's why a show like this is very important for you to watch, because that way you know what you can do, what you cannot do. And of course, you're talking to an attorney who a lot of people want to talk to an attorney and they just find a party or just a meeting, a family meeting, and that's not the place to talk to an attorney, because they are just trying to forget about work for at least 30 minutes. So thank you very much for all your questions. We have the question from Paco. He is saying, my daughter came here when she was 10 months in 2005. Can she apply for DACA right now?
So that's why at first she could not apply for DACA, because in 2007 she was only 12 or 13 years old. You have to be 15. Yes, if you came when she was 10 months, that's when she's born, probably in 2004, 2005. That was before 2007. Absolutely apply for DACA now.
Okay. That's right. Very important.
She's more than 15 years old. Yes, absolutely apply.
So please call 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Should we rush to, have this application? Because we never know when some people are going to change their mind in the government.
Right. See, I debated with that because we are talking to so many clients now. There's some cases that I knew them because they have been my clients for a long time. So I know what documents I could find, what documents I couldn't. And, so those cases, I can do it very fast. So personally, I struggle with it because I'm not comfortable signing a contract with them, taking their money, rushing it out, and then, something got denied. On the other hand, normally it should not get denied. They also come back with RFB or NOID. That means they need additional information. But because it's such a new thing, we don't know if Trump would give us a NOID opportunity or RFB. You asked a very good question. I'm struggling with that because I keep thinking, I don't want clients to be mad at me if I rush it out and then it's denied and then, but sometimes it's better to err and to rush it out. There are other times, so it's a strategy call. It depends on what kind of documents you have. But this baby, it should be filed because they already have the baptism record. They should have confirmation record. They have the shots, the 2-year-old shots, the 8-month shots, or the baby shots. She probably already went to kindergarten, high school. That case, they should rush it out because that's a good case.
Yeah, that sounds like a good case. So please call Ms. Wong, 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984, and we should be able to help you in the office. Just a reminder, we have 9 offices all over the country: Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, Columbus, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. So please give us a call. And our headquarters are in Cleveland, Ohio, but we take care of all of the cases all over the country. So one more question here is, I had my husband in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. He has never traveled to the United States. I filed a petition for him, or can I file a petition for him? And how long would it take?
Okay, it's a brother case. It's a family 4. Family 4 is on the line. Trump and the U.S. administration, actually under Obama, has started. They're thinking of taking away family 4. Number 1, always file. Whenever you became a citizen, file for your children, file for your parents, file, because you never err in the. That's when you want to rush cases. Number 1. Number 2 is it does take all family 4 except Mexico 25 years. All family 4 cases takes 12 to 15 years. The real question is, my brother now is sent to Domingo. He does not have a tourist visa. Should I file now or should I wait for him to get a tourist visa? If he already applied for tourist visa for 2 or 3 times, is denied, file the I-130 now, because a lot of people don't file in these difficult to come to America countries. Like India is very difficult. Hong Kong it's getting difficult because it's going back to China. China is very difficult because of relationship. Korea, now they're ESTA, but in the olden days it's difficult. So there's certain countries in Santo Domingo also, if he already tried tourist visa and it's denied, so definitely file. But if you never tried tourist visa, my recommendation is wait for 2 or 3 more weeks to file. File the DS-130 first. Apply, that's about $160, $120, depends. Then try that. If he could come and get a 10-year tourist visa, then he should get it first. My gut is he already tried it, then file the I-130. Because number 1, it'll be gone. Number 2 is I'm worried that even in 12 years, he won't come. Sorry.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Wong. Thank you so much for your answer. And we keep getting questions about Daca as well. So Pearl is asking, can I still apply even though I didn't graduate high school?
Yes, what I want you to do now is today register in GED program. I don't know why you didn't register it. I've always tell my clients that register for that GED and graduate with GED. So when DACA comes back, these losses, they come, they go. But you should have a GED. Why do you come to America without going to school? That's silly. So apply tonight for GED, immediately take some courses, file it, and explain to them why in the meantime you have children, your boyfriend cut you off and you had a lot of abuse. Explain why, so you get a round of discretion. But absolutely file by registering to GED and taking courses in GED and explain.
Okay, thank you so much. 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984 is the phone number that you can call to talk to Ms. Wong. She is doing most of the appointments online. So you can get connected through Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, over the phone as well. And yeah, it's awesome because the distance is not an issue right now. And that's good through this pandemic that has messed up a lot of things in the world. And some people are concerned because they don't know how to do some stuff. So, Ms. Wong, before we go to the next question, some people are talking about a new migratory uh, proposal from the president. Have you heard anything about it? And could it be good or bad?
Right now, nothing is good on the horizon. They talk about it because immigration is so executive branch versus in the olden days, immigration was in DOJ, Department of Justice. Now immigration became the executive branch and became Homeland Security, which is a cabinet member sitting in is under executive control now. And Homeland Security, and absolutely they're right, because security means it's homeland protection. Never in my world do I understand why human being became dogs, chicken. If you come through the airport, especially with a lot of Latino flights, Asian flights, because we love to eat. We love, rare apples, peaches. We always try to sneak them into our baggage so we can bring it to our relatives. Actually, I saw a guy bring a live chicken and try to hide it because, live chickens in America now, they have a lot of, to make it fat, they have a lot of chemistry. So if you go through those lines, Homeland Security also takes care of customs, also takes care of dogs and cats and snakes and chickens. So it's all governed by the executive branch now. So there's a lot of bad things on the horizon. It's bad. But that's why whoever qualified DACA filer, whoever qualified TPS, even though at one time they didn't do it due to late registration, and it's really bad for more the Arabic people on policy than Latino people. Latino people was more the asylum, the reentry. On the Arabic world, they're talking about not even allowing parents to come, not even allowing lottery people to come. It's bad.
Okay, Ms. Wong. So next question right now is, what are the fees that we have to pay for filing DACA with the government?
It's you have to do the form 821 and the 765. 765 is $410. I think it adds together $500 or $600, so it's not cheap. And if it's denied, there's no appeal, so you file a new one. I have cases I filed 3 times and I got it. So each time you pay a new fee. It's about $500 or $600.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Ms. Wong. Just reminding, the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Do you all have any references for Cantonese-speaking lawyers in the Raleigh-Durham area that would handle my case?
Yes, that's weird that she asked for Cantonese. So she must came from Hong Kong because the native language of Hong Kong people are Cantonese, but the home country language of Chinese in mainland China is Mandarin. Even though they came from Guangzhou or Guangdong in the olden days, they're required now to learn Mandarin. So this is an interesting question. I'll check it out for you. I'm sure there must be. There is. Yes.
Yes. Okay. And do you have any interpreter that speak Cantonese?
Our law firm does, and her name is Vicky Cole. You are always welcome to call Vicky. Miss Cole, she's really nice. We've been friends for more than 35, 40 years. We watch each other kids grow up. She's also from Hong Kong.
Okay, so this is very good because we have more than 30 languages in the law firm, right?
Yes, we do.
Which is really, really good. Thank you very much, Ms. Wong. So we have more questions coming through our Facebook Live. So let's go to the next one. It's about filing the asylum. What's going on with the asylum? I came in 2009 and I never filed, but I was victim of crime in my country. I'm from Mexico. I was shot 3 times. but I never left the country. And now that I'm here, I would like to know. But I came 5 years ago.
Okay, so basically, if you have young children and if you came more than 10 years ago, you qualify for what we call the non-LPR cancellation removal. In this case, you only came 5 years ago, but I presume in 2009 you were attacked viciously. So, but you never filed. So anybody who never filed asylum, who came to America more than a year ago, have to file. You have a deadline, and please write it down because I just don't want you to miss deadline. This is the new thing that just came out because I wish I also knew earlier. Deadline is August 25th of 2020. You have to file asylum before August 25th of 2020 to get your work permit more than 365 days after the day you file. If you file your asylum after August 25th of 2020, you never get a work permit unless you explain to an immigration judge why you missed your 1 year from the date of entry, which is in 2006 because you came in 2005. And worse is the vicious attack probably happened in 2009. What took you 6 years, 2009 to 2005?
1-5.
1-5. Okay, 6 years. Good. Thank you, Mr. Juan Carlos. So so the vicious attack came in 2009. You came in 1-5. What took you 6 years to come to America without a visa? And you already missed your 1 year by then. And what took you another 5 years to file now? One exception is change country condition or personal circumstances because you never filed. So let's assume you filed and got deportation, then it has to be change of country condition. In this case, you never filed. So it could be under change of personal condition. It could be because Trump law just came in, so now you filed. Or country condition, that means your country, what changed in the past 3 or 6 months that make you file now? Because these are the two changes, but definitely file before August 25th. And I'm glad you asked this question because we are getting a lot of calls on this one thing and Daca calls.
Okay, so Ms. Wong, there is another category of working authorization that is affected by this rule, right? I know it's C8 and C11, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, you're right. Actually, C11, and it's advanced parole. It's a parole work permit. Anybody who came to America on a parole visa could file for a work permit up to the level of parole. So parole was very popular under the Obama era because just like Trump, Obama also deported more than 3 million people. Obama also stopped the border, but Obama did it with grace, which means that, okay, you want to come? You give me a good story. I mean, not good story, but good story on asylum. If I feel you may be able to win and the story of merit, I'll parole you in. So parole means that you can come in for that 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, but you have to show up to court and be deported if something bad happened. Under Trump, parole visa is less and less, there's no more. So this policy of August 25th is distinctly against Obama and against his administration, because in his days, he would say, if you have a correct and right and just asylum fear, will let you in but still monitor you, because most parole people, they have ankle bracelet, they're allowed to apply for a visa to work but could be disallowed on discretion, but will monitor you. You have to come every week to report. So parole visa is just like illegal entry, but at least you can get a work permit, and that work permit is C11.
Okay,
and that's what Trump is saying. No more parole, no more C11.
Yeah, that's a word that is just in his head. It's just like no. But
right.
Okay. Let's hope that everything changes in the short time and that people can have hope again. For many cases, we know there are some people that are desperate, especially with this situation of COVID-19, and also because of all these decisions that have been made in the last few weeks. So, Ms. Wong, we ran out of time, but thank you very much for your time, for connecting with us, for informing everybody about what's going on with Daca and all of their questions. And I'll see you next Wednesday in the Facebook in Spanish to answer more questions for everybody. Thank you very much, Ms. Wong.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you, everyone, for listening to us and for watching this show. Ms. Margaret Wong has 9 offices all over the country in Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, Columbus, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. And the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. See you next time.